Guys, it's the Nevs here. Hello. It is a beautiful Friday afternoon in sunny London. So I have received quite a lot of mail in the last week or so. There's been a lot of questions, there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of weirdness going on from all sides. So I am currently awaiting a phone call from the McBrides. So while I wait for that to come through, what I want to do is kind of sit down in the daylight, no masks, no character. This is the Nevs, not Filthy Nevs. Just kick off. I don't care if you call me the Nevs, right? Like, if you want to call me the Nevs, that's fine. The reason I mention that is some of you may want to go back and watch Captain Crappy's episode last night, because something weird happened. Because I was there, right? I was watching the show via the Fandom Iconic channel. And I was playing Luminaries on Xbox Live. And go check my Xbox log if you want. That's pretty much what I was doing. Oh, and some Gems of War, I think. You know, I was just sitting back listening to the show. Fell asleep during some of it, and yeah. So I went back and looked at my email when I woke up. Had an unauthorized login on my YouTube account. Apparently, I was online watching the Captain Crappy show and commenting. Weird, because I'm not very good at commenting and playing video games at the same time. A lot of concentration, especially with puzzle games, because you need to be like ultra fast reflexes. So, just to clarify, I don't care if you call me the Nevs. That's fine. And what did occur after the show, a certain chap who I'm not allowed to mention dropped a promo video. Only lasted about 8 minutes or so, but it's pretty intense. So things are getting kind of weird, aren't they? Like, who? Because, you know, let's drop the shtick. I play the character of GW. But I wasn't on YouTube yesterday. And GW created a video. And presumably commented as me and kicked off about me not wanting to be called the Nevs. Right? Kind of weird. So, Cap, Fever, sorry about that. Things are kind of getting spooky. It's all going a bit odd. One of the other things I want to say, because, like, you know, there's a show tonight, and obviously people have said things like there's too much outside interference, try and stick to the show that you're doing. Okay, fine. Well, one of the things I wanted to say was, I saw over the weekend that Bray Wyatt has retired from wrestling. Sorry, has been released from the WWE. I should amend that. I do not know circumstances where that has come about. To me, I think Bray Wyatt is one of the most creative and intelligent characters that has come about in a very long time. I think there were endless possibilities of things to do with the character. I particularly like the Firefly Funhouse matches where John Cena was forced to confront his past misdemeanors, and I think there was a lot of potential to have that as a match type where the WWE could start addressing their more dubious history. I mean, the most obvious one that sprang to me was Bray Wyatt having a match with Triple H where he sits down and has to confront the fact that probably the thing that will overshadow his career, regardless of his multiple title wins or winning the Royal Rumble or the creation of NXT, is the win over Booker T at WrestleMania, which is one of the shoddiest things that's happened. So I'm sorry Bray is not actively wrestling at the moment. I do not know what the future holds for him. I hope it's a really good one. I think he's one of the most intelligent people that the world of wrestling has seen in quite a long time, and I hope there is more to come from him in the future. The whole shtick with Bray Wyatt is incredible, especially the night where he took the mandible claw from Mick Foley. Just incredible performer. incredible promo. Once carried a feud with The Undertaker at WrestleMania literally on his own, where he just did all the promos by himself. So yeah, I hope to see Bray down the line. Maybe AEW. I think it would be incredible in New Japan. I think a Bray Wyatt Okada match would be absolutely astonishing. So that's that said. Other thing, bit of business, hopefully. No, isn't ringing. Okay. The Comicsgate thing. Now, I've been trying to think how to put this. So I'm going to shoot, which is wrestling parlance, which is just being straight about it. And hopefully people will accept what I'm saying is true or not. That's kind of up to them. I stand by everything I said about Comicsgate on last Friday's episode. If you want to go back and watch it, I've rewatched it now. I think actually I was probably nicer than I should have been, if I'm going to be honest. However, I am also have been made aware that not everyone who watches the show necessarily agrees with my viewpoint. Now, the point of Mondo FunnyBooks is ultimately it is meant to be a ongoing run of the history of comics that is generally not acknowledged. I have huge problems with companies like Marvel and DC and Image, to an extent, dictating how the history of comics has run. Just off the top of my head, whenever people talk about the huge sales figures that Image did in the mid-90s, there is a distinct lack of mention of companies like American Entertainment or magazines like Wizard, which heavily hyped those comics as speculator items. I think that omission is a telling one, and if that, deliberate or otherwise, fact is repeated enough, it will become the fixated history. And I think there is a duty from people like myself who are a bit older, you can see from the white sideburns, to try and keep the actual history of comic alive. And I think, in all honesty, I have a severe problem with people who don't know the difference between Will Eisner and Will Elder dictating what the history of comics is, because there's a lack of information there. There's a lack of objectivity. There are people who think that knowing who all the members of the Justice League are at any given time is more important than why stuff like the Comics Code Authority happened. So, obviously, I have severe misgivings about the motivations of Comicsgate, but I cannot deny it is a significant historical moment, a reaction to a lot of things that have happened in comics. So, here's my compromise. I am not a fan of it. I think I made my feelings pretty well known. However, for the sake of trying to keep this to be as entertaining rather than a polemic or a soapbox, unless it is directly related to a subject I am talking on, I will try to avoid Comicsgate. And to double down on that, while there are specific people who work at Comicsgate or front Comicsgate who I was referring to, there is nobody I know or I'm in contact with that any of last week's commentary was aimed at. It was not a shoot on anyone I know, anyone I talk to. It was not aimed at anyone. I was not passive-aggressively trying to have a pop at anyone. It just happened to be that some things I said apparently hit home. That was not my intention. So yeah, that's what that is. So yeah, just to clarify, sorry about the GW thing, kind of outside of my control. I will change my password later on in the day. And Comicsgate, I'm passionate about it. I'm not going to go on about it again unless it is relevant and people want to see what I thought about it. Then they are free to go back and watch last week's episode. And sorry for the disruption to your show, Cap. Right, well, that's well timed. Okay, so, before I answer this, as far as I'm aware, I'm going to assume that broadcasting somebody's phone call without their knowledge is probably illegal, right? So, I want, from after the things that happened last week, I want to keep a record of what's been said between me and the McBrides. So you're going to hear me, you're not going to hear them. Alright, so just so we're all on the same playing ground. Okay. Yellow. Hey, yeah, it's Nevs. How you doing? Yeah, I'm alright, actually. Yeah, it's a really nice day, isn't it? Yeah, just having an energy drink, having a schnuffle, putting together the last of the research equipment for tonight's show. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, okay, so obviously a lot of things have happened. I think we have issues to work out on both sides, so how about we take a point each? So you hit me with your problem, and I'll hit you with my problem, yada yada, and we'll see if we can find some kind of common ground and sort this all out, because, yeah, things are, I think, maybe it's me misreading, I think things are quite tense at the moment. I think there are some serious problems that need to be sorted out, and even if you don't think there are, I would like to think that you respect what I do enough to take my position seriously. Okay? Cool, okay. Yeah, obviously that is the main thing. I don't really know what to say about that. Like, yeah, they'd asked me to kind of come in and be a bit more present across the other shows, because there was something about people worrying if there's something going on with me and Fever, which is a bit weird, but people are going to read into what they want. But yeah, so I thought I'd hang about, because they'd asked me to like try and make the place a bit funny. I was kind of a bit sleepy, if I'm honest with you. I was just trying to keep myself awake by playing video games. But yeah, there's an unauthorized login on my YouTube account, and then yeah, you've seen the promo, right? Yeah, I know. I don't know. Like, I don't even know where my Glitter Wolf mask is. Sorry, I mean I shouldn't say the name, but I don't know where the mask is at the moment. So that's a bit frightening, if I'm honest, because there was a degree to where I was trying to. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, did you see that message? No, it's like, because people are thinking something happened with Saturday's video, where it didn't pop up straight away, and somebody thought that like there was an attempt to remove the video because what I'd said about Frank Miller at Fort Bobble. It did pop up in the end, but for a bit it was coming up as video unavailable, so I thought that might be you. No? Okay. Yeah, I know, no, that is out of whack, and I'm sorry about that. I will put in a stronger password, and yeah, hopefully that won't happen again, because like we've already agreed to that term. I don't have a problem with that. The things that he said about the Pez dude were out of line, so yeah, I'm alright with that. What else? Okay, well here's my problem. Okay, no, do you know what? I'll say this. The login to YouTube was my fault, right? So if there's a thing you want to say to me, I'm not going to argue about it. If there's a thing that you are going to have a problem with, I will not argue back. I'll just be like, yeah, okay, you've got that one on. No, that's on the house. The Black Kiss thing. Okay, I'm not arguing. I just want to know, for future reference, like, what is contentious about me mentioning Black Kiss? To me, it's like, it's quite a significant and underappreciated work. It certainly did quite a bit for shaking up what was allowed on the shelves and what wasn't covered by the Comics Code Authority. So yeah, like I'm not gonna like give you any crap. I just want to know like what is it about it that I should say, okay, this has that factors, so I should try and leave it alone. Oh right, yeah, the United States of Hysteria book. Yeah, I did know about that. No, that's fair enough. No, I've got a backup plan. I was looking through some stuff yesterday anyway, so I wanted to like I was probably going to diminish it a bit, and I'm still missing an issue from it, so that is not a problem. No, it's going to be a Frank Miller thing. Yeah, I know, calm down. So, I have realised, going through my collection, that I have actually got all of the things that pertain to Dark Knight, and I have a couple of theories about them. Like, neither of them are particularly contentious, like no one's going to go running to Bleeding Cool and any of the other dirt sheets and start saying, oh my god, he said this. Right, we're not going to get cancelled. Like, there is a need to mention Holy Terror, but only in very brief passing, and it's literally just a sentence. It's just where the title comes from. That's the only time I'm going to refer to it, alright? Okay, so I think... Okay, so I've taken your point, yeah? Okay, can I give you my point? Okay. I think you guys are asking for too much say in what it is I do, given, right, and I checked this morning, you guys haven't paid me yet. Like, I checked my PayPal, I checked my Patreon. The 6th is when your contributions were meant to start kicking in. That hasn't happened, right? At the moment, I'm paying for my own research materials, which is fine, but if I'm paying for it, I'm not really sure why you're a factor. Do you know what I mean? Like, I get other things are going on, but you need to be clear with me what's going on, because at the moment I can't really say to you, like, yeah, you get this degree of sway, because I'm fairly opposed to giving you any control as it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm starting to wonder what it is you think you want, because I don't think what I do is what you want. If I'm honest with you, I think you want someone a bit I don't know, like someone who would work for Geek Retreat or something, who thinks like the different costumes Batman wore over the years would be important, or that kind of thing. And that's not really what I'm trying to do, if I'm honest. I think as we go down the line with this, a lot of what makes up comics history is going to be problematic, as the young people say. Well, no, like, I'm not having a pop. I just want you to consider this, because this is going to be, you know, this is what the show's about. Like, at some point, I want to do a thing about Zap Comics. I want to do a thing about the Someday Funnies. I'm trying to resurrect things that would not be mentioned otherwise, because, you know, everyone does, like, the top 5 moments the Justice League nearly got battered but didn't, or like 5 times Aunt May nearly died but she didn't. And I mean, if people like that stuff, that's fine, but I don't want that to be the full representation of comics, just a series of fairly trivial factoids. I think the whole medium deserves more than that. And I mean, I don't think I'm the greatest person to do it, but I don't see anybody else doing it. So, yeah. Okay. No, that's fair enough. Well, let me know what's happening with that, yeah? So yeah, so tonight's show is now, just so we're clear on it, what I'm going to do is a run on how Miracle Man was published. Like, I'm really loath to do too much about it, because I'm starting to think anyone who has had a hand in Miracle Man might be cursed in some way. Like, well, no, you can go through it. Like, I don't know how much you know about Miracle Man, but like, everyone from Quality to Eclipse to Image to Marvel, like, something's gone serious. Yeah, I know. Have you seen Marvel sales figures in comics though? Like, yeah, I know. So yeah, that's the Miracle Man thing is the first bit, and then I'm gonna do the kind of like from Dark Knight Returns through Dark Knight Strikes Back, through Master Race, and then Golden Child, and a few what's the word? Twists. Not really twists, just diversions that I think are worth mentioning. Well, yeah, I know, like, because, well, one of the good things about all this is that I will be able to incorporate hashtags that would be quite popular? No, I think about this stuff. Okay, well, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. Tuesday thing. So as far as I'm aware, there'll be a show on tonight. Well, tomorrow tonight American time, and then Tuesday night will be my new slot. Well, the idea was it'll be like New Comic Day, but obviously Tuesday is the day before, so it'll be tricky. I have a couple of ideas. Yeah, I know that starts next week, doesn't it? Yeah, I know. I've got an idea about that. Well, no, I'm not gonna. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I ain't trying to take the piss, but obviously, things. We're not going to have that degree of me approving content before you start making with the actual paying on time. Okay. Cool. Alright. Well, yeah, listen, I've still got some stuff to find for tonight's show, and I have to kind of pace it, because, yeah, my shoulder gets a bit, like, tough. It gets a bit nasty if I do too much at once. So I try to, like, find a box at a time and then get some relaxation time so I'm not hurt. And, yeah, I need to get some sleep in, obviously. Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, I will... So, oh yeah, so the reason I asked you to call was obviously people have said, can you not call during the show? Because it's a bit... Yeah, it's intrusive, isn't it? Like, I get that there are things that you think are relevant, but I think most of the time, like, if there's a point to be made, maybe make it after the show. Do you know what I mean? Like, or send me a quiet text message or something. Oh no, the other thing is, it's fucking like 1 o'clock in the morning when I'm going on. And like, luckily, I tend to keep my phone on silent so the sound doesn't wake up my neighbours. Cause yeah, they just had a baby, innit? So yeah, if in the worst case scenario, I guess send me a text, and like I might respond to it on air, right? So I can say, look, this is what's going on. But if you can help it, just don't call me when I'm doing the show. All right. Okay, sweet. Well, yeah, I've still got some issues of Batman to hunt down. So, I will leave you to it. Yeah, no, cool. Thank you for calling. Yeah, thanks for the chat. I appreciate it. I'd like to have things clarified a bit. Do you know what I mean? It just means we all know what we're doing. We're all on the same page. Yeah, that package still hasn't shown up, by the way. Speaking of that. No, that's cool. It's cool. Just so, you know, like if you've put specific postage on it, or it's tracked or something, maybe you need to see where it is, I guess. Okay. Yeah. Alright, no, you as well. I'm glad we had the chat, yeah? I don't like having tension. I'd rather just say, like, look, this is my problem. And then we can hopefully get to a point where we say, okay, that's what we need to do. Alright, well, look, I'm taking your word on it, yeah? Okay. Alright. No, I appreciate that. Cool. Okay, cool. Have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye. Right, well, I think that was fairly alright, to be honest. So yeah, that's the state of Denmark. As you heard, tonight's show is going to be about Dark Knight, from Dark Knight Returns to The Golden Child, and a look at the interesting publishing history of Miracle Man. So, until tonight, be good. Again, sorry to the guys for the interruption in the show, and with any luck, we'll all be alright in the morning. Okay, see you later. Bye.